Okay, last demo of this presentation, we will demo how you could be creating your own utility functions, because that could be really useful. I mean, if it's something that you need to do in X number of places, it's a good idea to be creating those. And yeah, again, we could be using the built-in functionality here from the extension. So we do insert item, we select function. And the first thing it's asking us is the name of namespace. So depending on what it is, call it something that makes sense for you. I'm going to call it utils. And the name of a function, what should you do? Well, maybe create name for something. It's very generic, right? But the next thing we need to do is to select the output. We say that's a string, name of a parameter. Well, we need some kind of input parameter in, right? So maybe we call that a resource. Called resource, and of course we're going to be asked for the parameters type as well, so let's make that a string. If I got no more parameters, I can just press enter to confirm or escape to cancel. I'm going to leave it empty because I'm done, right? And what I'm getting here is a functions area with our namespace, the name for the function being name. I'm very inventive, right? And then I have input parameters. Now the thing we need to know when we have a function like this is that it can't really work on things from the outside unless you pass it into the function. I can't just write reference or variables like I can here. I'm going to show you what I mean. But yeah, of course this one is yelling at me and saying, hey, name doesn't exist. Fine, or sorry, it does exist, but it's not being used. We need to say something here, what it actually should be doing for a living. So yeah, in this case we need to say something useful. So we could be saying parameters, you can actually say concat. Let's do concat. Parameters is now not looking at the global parameters, but rather the one internally in the function. So it's looking at these parameters. It's not looking at any parameters here. So we have parameters. We want to be using what parameter? We only have one, so we need to use resource. We probably want to do some kind of concatenation here. Sorry, single quote is what we need. And I don't know, let's give it ext and a dash. Right, so now we have name, and it's not really useful. I just want to show you the mechanics around this, but if we actually were to use it somewhere, like location for example, we could just do this, and then we can start typing utils and name. But it's expecting an input parameter, right? It's expecting me to come with something that would become something. So I can actually give it variables from the global variables and just type like so and call unique storage name. So even though the function itself can't access unique storage name because it's outside of its scope, I can provide it as an input parameter into the function. Now you can see here that I can define a function under a certain namespace, give it some input parameters, do something useful, and then lastly I can invoke it like so.